today I have a super special guest all the way from Australia, Hamish. He is the co-founder of Order Editing, and I'm going to be tapping into his knowledge today. Thank you for joining me on this call.
Thanks for having me. This is super exciting.
Love it, man. Okay, cool. So we'll get stuck right into it. Before I let you speak any further, I reached out to him. I wanted to get him on the podcast because we serviced an e-commerce brand a few years ago, probably about 2 years ago. And of course, as email and SMS marketers, we post-purchase. So the moment someone places an order, you always want to tap into an immediate upsell or cross-sell just so you can increase the AOV, for an e-commerce business. And this particular business told us that unfortunately it's not possible within their business because once an order gets in the system, they can't rework or edit the order. It's kind of a done deal. So we were kind of stuck with their operational constraints. So when I came across order editing, I was like, is this potentially the way to accomplish that for brands with very strict, fulfillment processes? So I'm going to talk to him. He's going to tell us about the problems they are solving for e-commerce businesses. And I'll just let him go straight into a demo of their tool. So off you go, man. Wow, here.
Yeah, I think you reached out after I put up this image that one of our clients was sending out Naked Sundays, where they effectively email their entire customer base that's email marketing subscribed with this like beautiful image of like they're like girls selling sunscreen, they're holding empty boxes, and they use this copy of "There's space in your package, Hamish," and that's like the subject line.
Yes.
And their customers jump in, the messages, "There's space in your package, like we're preparing it for shipment, X, Y, and Z are 20% off for the next 60 minutes." And that's what a lot of email marketers get really excited over. And I think you might have messaged after that.
Absolutely.
But that taps straight into what we do. I mean, we let customers make amendments to their order after purchase. And it's a super common customer service issue where 10% of your help desk time is spent changing customers' addresses or canceling orders or applying discount codes retroactively, doing all of this nitty-gritty work that customers should just be able to do themselves in a perfect world. You should be able to check out, and if you Apple paid your ex-girlfriend's house, you should be able to change that without getting on the phone or having to write an email. And that functionality is super meaningful, but for the email marketing side of things, for the e-com managers, the head of digitals that are super focused on increasing revenue and driving profit, they quickly hit us up and they said, look, if a customer cannot change their address, they surely can buy more products as well at the same time. Can we send out that email? Can we say there's space in their package? Can we do an SMS and actually start driving post-purchase upsells, increasing items per cart, increasing AOV, all of that good stuff that we both love. And that's now been like the real driver of our business has been this upselling piece because no one's been able to do it before.
And the cool thing about it is it doesn't feel as forced as just a cold upsell, cross-sell email that someone receives. Hey, before we process, just buy more, where you're almost giving the control back to the buyer, the consumer, and they almost feel in control. And this is actually great. So it almost feels like a bit of a frictionless, friendlier approach to upselling, cross-selling, which I absolutely adore.
Yeah, it's really neat. And like I think it taps into two really key consumer behaviors. And one is that we're all very anxious shoppers right now. Like the data that we have in our app is that if you're sending out that post-purchase email, anywhere between 10 to 15% of your customers on average will go in and make a change to their order after purchase. And a lot of brand owners are like, holy crap, 15% of our customers are making a change after purchase. Like that's concerning. But in actuality, it's just all of those customers going into their order, they're looking at it again, and they're confirming it before it ships. And if you've got 10 to 15% of your customers revisiting their order after purchase and are seeing complimentary items or upsells or encouraged to increase the quantity for a discount, that is just a gold mine of potential revenue. And so when we're working with a brand, we have these two metrics of like, how can we increase frequency of use and get as many customers into our app as possible to make an edit? Like 10% is great. We want 20, we want 30. And then how
That's
can you
cool.
get the upsell conversion really high of, when 20% are in there, how many are actually buying more products? And that's usually about 10%.
Nice.
But
And tell me, do you
punch
guys
those numbers
pretty
out.
much sit within the post-purchase transactional order confirmation emails? Or what is the best way to prompt people right after they order? Or do you actually sit on the website back inside?
Yeah, I mean, we can run through the demo a bit later, but essentially, or do you want to do that now? Or
Why not? Let's do it. Yeah, let's show people the magic behind it.
so the customer journey is that they check out, and that's screen sharing. Cool. They check out, they land on Shopify's thank you page, and there's a button there that says edit your order. Because this is all done through checkout extensibility. If they click that, it takes them through to Shopify's order status. So effectively your customer accounts, literally where the customer goes for all of their information. And then they see a set of components like shipping address, buying additional products, being able to increase your quantities, changing product options, upgrading shipping methods, all of the types of edits that a customer might want to make.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I like the idea of having it right there in the interface, on the confirmation page. I'm wondering, yeah, you'll probably also touch on this. The the order, is there any chances of that order not processing? Because if you're kind of halting that order from processing and then allowing people to almost, um, I don't know, do people cancel? Is there any chance of people canceling the order before it processes? Because I know I've seen brands that are quite worried, like, why are you guys then prolonging the processing of the order? Is that not potentially bad for us?
Yeah. And that's the whole post-purchase upsell challenge is once an order goes down to your WMS or your 3PL, it's generally locked up. What we build is functionality to stop that automatic pull from happening and actually incorporate some form of delay that you can set like to the second or the minute of what you want that to be. Most do 15 or 30 minutes where the orders of Shopify, customers have a grace period to make the pick of their order accurate and make sure it goes to the right place. And then it gets sent downstream. Um, if there's a risk of overselling when you have a type of order delay like that, we can also cancel and recreate orders and use a manual payment gateway so you don't pay Shopify a whole bunch of processing fees that you don't need to.
Okay.
But in a perfect world, you delay orders going down for an editing period, and that's when you pick up all of these problems. That's when you
And
do all
if,
the
if if
post-purchase
I don't make
upsell.
any action, if I don't make any changes, my order will auto process in the back end 30 minutes after I've purchased, correct?
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. And if you have like a shipping SLA of, you know, if you place it before 2 p.m., your order ships same day, your order ships next day. What we do is we just set conditional blocks and we say orders placed between 1:45 p.m. and 2 p.m. They go straight down so that we don't actually impact your processes at all.
Got it. Nice. Smart.
It works. It works.
It
Um,
works. What we want to
and
hear is
it's
that as
like,
well.
yeah. And I mean, it's just this astounding thing where you wake up the next day and you don't have any more support tickets and you
Yeah.
never have any more support tickets after that. And like, we work with, well, like, I think the best example is Represent Clo, who are about to go live in a few weeks. They've just finished up onboarding and they spend 40 hours a week changing addresses after purchase.
Unbelievable.
Like, we work with a sunglass brand that used to spend like smaller order volumes, not one of the biggest brands in the world, but smaller order volumes. And they used to spend 8 hours every week changing orders or 40 hours per
Yes.
month. And now they've
Un-
self-serviced all of that, but they also make 10 grand of US upsell revenue every single 30 days,
Yeah.
which, they
And tell me
they
something,
weren't thankful
just
before.
no, that's amazing. And tell me for the email SMS marketers and just marketers in general, how would you debug something like this, like this problem, this root cause? Would you just essentially ask questions around how frequently are people changing their addresses, and is your customer support team kind of blocked out doing that? How would you kind of support? Because some e-commerce brands out there might not be aware of the solution yet. So it's obviously our marketers' role to kind of inform them about some of their problems and how we can solve that. Like, what is your recommendation on how someone can debug this for their teams or even their clients?
Yeah, and I mean, it depends on who you speak to. If you speak to a customer service agent or manager, they will immediately tell you that that's about 20% of their day or 10% of
Sure.
their day. If you speak to an e-commerce manager or a marketing manager or a head of digital CTO, there's a chance that they'll have less awareness of it because I find CS departments end up being quite siloed. And the
Yeah.
conversation there is usually, like, this is the conversation that I have is, do you do any post-purchase upsells? Would you like to? And then you show them an email like this and say, would you be pretty happy if 1% of all of your customers took up the software after purchase? And you just
Yeah.
send this out through Klaviyo with our integration. Customers click that button, and then it takes them to a page like this, and this should load my order details this time. Customers can access their order status page from the order confirmation email, right? From the thank you page, and then in any Klaviyo upsell email or that this space in your package email, you just direct customers here, and then they land in and they see all of the editing components. And what a typical customer journey is they click in, they want to edit their shipping address. We use Google Maps APIs to verify it. Here it's pulling up that my postcode is wrong for this Australian address. It calls out things like missing phone numbers, and it's super clear when you save it. Drops the component up, address saved, and that's been saved against my order. And then naturally, what we're trying to do as these changes happen is try and get customers to upsell, and they see that it's 20% off everything. They see one-click upsells down the bottom. They can view those. They can see it. They can add that to their order. And then they effectively just they get sent an invoice to their email, which is just shown up on my phone. They can also check out straight through the app. Oh God, I've gone past the cutoff point. That's so funny. And then you can view your invoice. You're paying for the updated total less what's already been paid. So here it's 885 for that new product. And then we're updating the original order in July. So you can see the changes have already synced through here, but it's on hold because it's not a fully paid order. It's tagged changes that shipping address, product data sitting with an invoice, and we updated it in the order timeline too. Zip code updated. Customer added this product. Here's their checkout link. We're holding fulfillment because it's awaiting payment. And Hamish is sitting with an invoice, and until that's paid, this won't get sent down to your warehouse, to your 3PL, and it won't ship out. But once it is, it'll get sent down automatically. And it's a quick run through.
That's pretty damn cool. And tell me quickly, you obviously integrate directly with Klaviyo, so the triggers that
Right.
gets pushed into Klaviyo, you can get timing right, post-purchase flow and transactional flows.
That's right.
Got
Klaviyo,
it.
gorgeous. It's all very accessible from here.
I love it. Love it. I love giving power back to email and SMS marketers, especially because we drive a lot of, post-purchase transactional type of emails. So having technology like this, play well into our space and we can make people more money is just beautiful. So it's something that I think all brands should sign up for. So yeah, thanks for the demo.
Yeah,
Appreciate it, man.
no worries. Yeah. But those are the types of conversations that you need to have. Like whenever I speak to someone and they're asking about the ROI of this type of thing, there's really 3 points to work through. One is how many tickets do you receive relating to address changes? I forgot my discount code. Can I cancel my order? Can I change product, switch size? All of those types of things. And multiply whatever that number is by $2 or $3 US, because that's the average cost per ticket for every single e-commerce brand, regardless of what you sell. And then cost savings aside, consider how many orders do you ship out per month. If you do 10,000, then we know that you'll probably have at least 100 upsells through our app because 1% of all customers will buy more products. Multiply that by the average, value of your items, and you can get a pretty good forecast of what types of revenue this would generate for you.
It's great. I
And
love it.
then the last really interesting piece, and you spoke to it earlier, of brands are wanting to ship out orders really quickly. You don't want to do delays. Almost half the clients that we work with now went from this process of acknowledging that they sometimes ship orders to the wrong address or with the wrong products and end up doing a return or refunding them because the help desk can't work through the tickets before they ship it out. And I literally like before I meet with a brand, I'll order something. I'll email them and say, hey, can I cancel my order? Or hey, can I change my address? And I'll see if they
Smart.
reply if they reply before it ships out. 20-30% of the time they don't get back to me, and my order goes to the wrong address, but it's mine.
Super
So
interesting. And I've
yeah,
seen that within
that's a real problem.
Shopify data, like returns, refunds. Of course, there's many reasons why there's a refund or return. But my goodness, we used to service one brand. They had probably at least 3 to 4K of products that gets returned to them. And exactly like you say, if we can reduce 20% of that, that is big money, especially if they're handling the shipping costs and they don't, put that shipping expenditure on the consumer sending it back. I mean, that's loads of money. Very
Yeah.
cool, man. Very cool. And tell me, is it only Shopify native for now, or do you guys support other platforms?
Yeah, so it's just Shopify, and likely will be for at least the next 3 or 4 months. Uh,
Sure thing.
we'll see if it makes sense to build for other platforms at that stage. But I mean, where this all started out from was like 2 years ago. We were running a Shopify store for Mr. Beast and a bunch more of the world's biggest YouTubers, where
That's
we'd have like 1.5 million customers go onto our site within 48 hours to buy merchandise from them, because these are big following. And
awesome.
I'd wake up to 1,000 emails, and that was on Shopify. So we solved it for Shopify, and then after using the product ourselves, dog fooding it for a year, it
Yeah.
was time to kind of go to market, and we'd already built the infrastructure for it. But we'll
That's
see
great. Look, I mean,
we'll
there's a
see
huge
where our
slice
bootstrap
of
team
the pie.
expands to.
Huge slice of the pie to grab. So, grab the pie of the Shopify ecosystem, and it's amazing. But okay,
Yeah,
cool. I'm happy for you to look. What we'll do is, I'll we can just stitch a live demo or demo recording to this piece, and I'll basically add it to the video. Do you quickly just want to wrap up? How can people? I'll slot it into this little space between the two. How can people get in touch? Is there a demo that you guys offer? Can they reach out to you, connect to you via social media? How can people get in touch with you guys?
yeah. If you want to get in touch with me, LinkedIn's probably the easiest way. Just search up Hamish McKay on there and send me a DM. Otherwise, my email is just hamish@orderediting.com, and feel free to get in touch with me there. Otherwise, you can book a demo through our website, again, orderediting.com.
Love it. Easy enough. Do it, people. I think there's a great product here, and why would you not get involved in this if it can save you money and make you money? I mean, that's the two levers we want to pull. But yeah, thanks for your time today. Appreciate it. And yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing how you guys grow in the ecosystem. And amazing. Hats off to you for what you guys are busy accomplishing.
Appreciate it.
Cheers, man.